Good morning. My name is Samuel Ibrahim, and I am the host of the Mind of the Prophet Meditation Hour. I am in meditation, and I have been very intentionally exercising a principle law that I have been for a very long time, but now I'm just applying it in a new way. So the principle, the spiritual principle is, to one who has, more shall be given. To one who has, more shall be given. You heard Jesus Christ say this. And, coming along with that spiritual principle, there are other things to give consideration that Christ also said. In many of his parables, one of mine is the parable of the 10 minas. I just really do love that passage of scripture is found in Luke, I believe 9 or 19. I believe it's 19 though. And what happens, or what's basically said in these parables, where is talking about to one who has, more shall be given, is talking about being faithful over a few things. Faithful over a few things. And in turn, what shall happen is creation shall multiply your faithfulness over those things you are faithful over. Okay. And that's been applied and preached in many different ways, but I have a very different understanding of it as I've seen this principle just, amplify, magnify my life. So I'm a lawyer. I don't practice law anymore. I choose not to. And when I was studying for the bar, and I started studying in January of 2019, I had a bar routine. Okay, the bar is a treacherous, 2-month-long study where you're just cramming legal principles into your mind to regurgitate them over, at least in Texas, a 3-day period, or it used to be a 3-day period. And so I would start the beginning of my day, because I was off. I took time off from work. I start the beginning of my day with 10 to 15 minutes of meditation with the Calm app, which is a great app. It's free. I have an iPhone, so I know it's free on iPhone. I won't speak for Android. Maybe it is. I believe it should be. Anyway, so I would start my day, 10 minutes of meditation with the Calm app, guided meditation. It was great. Then I would start into my bar routine. I'd carry that forward throughout the day. And then at the end of my day, I would end it with Calm app meditations. And so that was beginning with my bar preparation. That became like up to, I think at the time I got up to like 20-25 minutes. Up to 20-25 minutes of you can't bother me. I'm meditating. I'm getting ready for my day to pass the bar. And over time, even when I was practicing law, I started this again, where the practice of law is very stressful. Then Corona hit shortly after I began my practice, and I caught Corona. So to help me reset, I went back to what I knew worked, and that was I have to carve out this time to start my day in the way that best suits me to be able to work, to function at what I believe my highest capabilities are, and that is through meditation. So that led up to an hour of meditation, and that's when I started consistently journaling very much. I love to journal. That's when I started. And that's when it became a passion, and so many things have taken place since then. So, all right. So I don't want to get off track. All right. So, being to one who has, more shall be given, and I have applied that to being faithful over a few things. So I was first faithful over my time, and ultimately my mental health. Right. Ultimately, I was being faithful over my mental health to be able to pass the bar. Faithful over my mental health while I practice law, and that has multiplied in many different ways throughout my life. I'm just giving those examples. So now I have taken that principle to, I don't want to say the nth degree, but whatever I can find myself being faithful over, guess what? I'm faithful over that thing. So my house is like really in order for the most part. It's lived in, but it's clean. It's so clean and orderly because wealth follows order. Thank you, Florence Scoble-Shin, for that. And so I've just taken this principle and exercised it as much as I can. And because I am in this deep moment of meditation, I journal a lot. And I journal to see things happen within creation. So my journal is full of things. This new recent one, this is like my 5th journal within like the past 3 years, maybe. This one is full of things that are happening all within the same day, which is exciting for me because it's, I'm seeing it more clearly because I don't have as many subconscious objections bombarding my consciousness. So let me give you a little bit about how faith has to work. Okay, and I'm not going to ramble, so I want to hit the points. To one who has more shall be given. Being faithful over a few things, that's many principles of Christ that are in the first 4 Gospels. And then now I'm about to talk about how you demonstrate or how you take and make your faith become work. All right. So, people go into prayer. I won't even talk about prayer. I'll just say I go into meditation. I affirm things over myself. It's like I soak myself with as much positivity as I can to begin my day. I'm drenched. I am drenched in positivity. I am drenched in affirmations. Now what my job is, after I'm drenched in these things and I feel like I can, like I'm settled, and I'm able, because I have to feel able to do this job, right? I like to do everything with an able mindset because why? Creation and the creator accepted Abel's offerings as joyous, like they love to receive them. So I sit in meditation until I have an able mindset to go do my job. That's how I start my days. Now, I have to be ready to go do what I do. I have to, and not just be ready, because I feel like in most cases I'm always ready if I have to be. I have to be able-minded. I have to want to do it with joy in my heart, love in each one of my footsteps, love pouring out of my words before I want to do any work. Why? Because I want God to honor my work. I want creation to honor my work. And one who loves their work gets more work to do that they love. To one who has, more shall be given. Right? So how does faith work into that? Journaling became a career. Not just journaling. But journaling turned into writing, which turned into 2 books, which turned into me writing Affirmations, which is also launched the podcast, which has just kind of multiplied. And all of that began because I was protecting my 15 minutes of time, 25 minutes of time to start the day when I passed the bar, going up to an hour when I was practicing law. And then as I began to journal more and write, some just amazing things poured out, and that turned into books. So to one who has, more shall be given. What I love to write, I write every day. I write every day now. And not just, things that I post on my blog. I write very frequently on my blog. But in my journal, now, because I've recognized my words become flesh, I've written things, I've written experiments, I ask creation questions, and typically in a lot of those ways, I get answers by the end of the day, or some form of answer, some foreshadowing of the answer, something but creation gives me a clue, and that has become my life experience, and it's just been the most amazing thing, really following a few basic principles. One, to one who has, more shall be given. Now I'm very intentionally applying that. So whatever I feel like I have, guess what? I take full possession of whatever it is that I have. It's my time, my mind, my speech. No matter what it is, I'm giving you many ways that you can take advantage of what you have, right? But I take advantage of, as much as I'm able to, I take advantage of that. That's mine. And I possess it as mine. And so that's mine. Guess what? Since I'm faithful over what I'm possessing, that I intentionally claim as my own, creation's like, oh man, that's a real faithful person. Let's give him some more. To one who has, more shall be given. The one who's faithful over a small thing is faithful over many things. Okay. And then once you demonstrate your faith in small ways, you don't always have to make a huge demonstration, even though it's required. Creation wants to see how much do you really believe what we're showing you. Okay. Creation wants to know that, so there's going to have to be a big demonstration at some point. However, you can assist your demonstration by making small demonstrations. Get on base, right? Hit singles. Get on base first. So if you're praying for money and you see a penny in the street, pick up the penny and give thanks for it. You might can just put it back down, right? But give thanks for at least seeing the penny, or put the penny in your pocket, right? Right. Nevertheless, you're giving thanks for the recognition of cash in your pathway. Do you see what I'm saying? Just you see it as a penny. A penny really in the United States has no value, right? But if you pick that penny up and say, thank you for this penny, and thank you for much more cash showing up in my pathway, now you're telling creation, and creation has just seen you be thankful for cash in your presence. And so what's creation going to do? Just keep putting money in your presence because you showed gratefulness. But you just got to keep doing it over the small things. This is how I have expanded my mind to apply this principle, and creation does it, right? I've done it with many things. I'm giving many examples, but creation does it. So all that is a precursor to what came in meditation. And so I just like to play around with affirmations now to see what impact they're going to be. And then once I see the results of how these look, then I go back and sometimes have to correct my language, because I realize it's something within the language of the affirmation that is producing the result of the experience. So I really do pour over a lot of what I write, and there's still much that I have to correct to see how what I've written has really caused some type of condition in my life. And if I can't get past the condition, then I go back to what I've written now and trying to see, all right, what can I scrub? What can I clean? What can I change? What wisdom do I have now that makes me have to increase the ability of my language? And I do that very diligently. And guess what? To one who has, more shall be given. Like creation sees that I honor my spoken word, my written word, and now creation is going to give me more time to correct that as I need to. And what? They're going to provide funding because they feel like, man, this dude really loves to make sure he watches what he says because it feels good to us. To one who has, more shall be given. So I really trust this affirmation that just came out of me. So I call this the subconscious acceleration affirmation. The subconscious acceleration affirmation by Samuel Ibrahim. Creation is able to prevent my eyes from experiencing lack. I am able to unchain all trauma I have enslaved. I release old trauma from my speech and release old trauma from my ways. I am free, and I am free today in every able way. Infinite Creator, what is the most able way for me to spend my time and make this a most able day? So mote it be, amen. I can say a lot about what I believe that affirmation is going to do, but I want to wait and see the results of this as to not speak something that creation now has to confine to my speech. I believe this is the outcomes I believe are just going to be awesome. So I hope you guys love this one. You guys have a happy Saturday wherever you are. And I am, again, Samuel Ibrahim, the host of the Mind of the Prophet Meditation Hour. The affirmation is in the podcast description. My blog is mindoftheprophet.wordpress.com. I have 2 books on Amazon. Mind of the Prophet, a Diary of a Curious Mind, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Also, I have a host of journals. Hope you guys love this. I'm excited to see what my day is going to be like now. You guys have a great one.